Great, Dan Gladden. I'm Corey Provis. Kyle Hammer is our on-site producer and engineer. A beautiful Tuesday evening here in Fort Myers. We have partly cloudy skies, a light breeze. Temperatures right now in the low 80s. A great setting yet again for spring training baseball here tonight between the Twins and the Red Sox. The pitching matchup for this one features two right-handers. It'll be the Grapefruit League debut of Jose Barrios, coming off a fine sophomore campaign, 14-8 a year ago with a 3.89 ERA. Barrios tonight for the Twins. Right-hander Chandler Shepard opposing for the Red Sox. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll take a listen to tonight's lineups. That and more coming up. Twins and the Sox on your home for Twins baseball.
Complex. Twins taking on the Boston Red Sox. Here's tonight's starting lineups for the visiting Boston Red Sox, managed by Alex Cora. Rusney Castillo will lead off play right field. Rafael Devers will be at third base. He's going to bat second, batting third. At first base will be Hanley Ramirez. Steve Selski will be in left field, batting fourth. Sam Travis will DH and bat fifth. Devin Marrero at shortstop, batting sixth. Ivan De Jesus Jr. is going to bat seventh and play second base. Dan Butler catches, he'll bat eighth. And Aniri Tavares will be in center field. He's going to bat ninth. Pitching for the Red Sox here tonight will be Chandler Shepard. And here's the starting lineup for your Minnesota Twins. It's Byron Buxton leading off, playing center field. Jorge Polanco will bat second, play shortstop. Max Kepler in right field, batting third. Batting fourth and in left field will be Eddie Rosario. Robbie Grossman will DH tonight, bat fifth. Adrianza is going to be at third base tonight. He'll bat sixth. Nick Gordon, seen a lot of him. He's at second base. He'll bat seventh. Jordan Pacheco will be at first base tonight. He's going to bat eighth. And batting ninth, catching, will be Bobby Wilson. Pitching tonight, a good one. 14-8 last year, right-hander Jose Barrios. Umpires Jermaine Rehak. Calling balls and strikes, Marvin Hudson at first. Jason Visconti will be the umpire at second base. And at third base, it'll be Chad Whitson, as Barrios toes the rubber. And to get you started, here's Corey Provis.
All right, Danny, thank you. Rusney Castillo leads off for the Red Sox. He homered yesterday in a game up in Bradenton against the Pirates. Takes outside, ball one, a fastball from Barrios at 93 miles per hour. Jose Barrios, and Danny rattled off some numbers a moment ago. And the 1-0 pitch is sent foul off the screen back behind the plate. Barrios last year did not begin the season with the Twins with the World Baseball Classic, and Barrios was a part of the Puerto Rican team. Kind of took some time with that team, and for good reason. They played so well, but took him out of camp. And with that, Barrios began the season at AAA as Castillo jammed. He lines it foul near the Red Sox dugout, first base side, 1-2. So, you know, barring a shocking development here in camp, this will be the first opening day roster for Barrios here this time around.
I think that's going to be a lock. Stay healthy. He's going to be just fine. But yes, I think it affected not only Barrios, a couple other players, in particular in Vargas.
Up and inside, a fastball at 93, 2-2 on Castillo.
I think, you talk to the clubs about that WBC. It affects a lot of the clubs when players are out of camp like that.
Now the 2-2 is grounded up the middle and through, base hit center field. Berrios went to his curveball and Castillo was ready for it as he hammers a ground ball single into center. And the leadoff man is on for the Red Sox third baseman, young kid Rafael Devers. He's only 21 years old, a left-handed bat, and he may bat fifth in this potent Red Sox lineup, Danny, which has only gotten better in recent days.
Well, with the signing of J.D. Martinez and getting him in camp, it kind of puts a good player kind of fighting for some at-bats, and he's going to be at first base for Boston here tonight, and that's Hanley Ramirez. So, I think if anything, it's going to light a fire under Ramirez, and he might play pretty good.
Devers bounces foul past third, a fastball at 92. Devers in 58 games last year with Boston hit 10 home runs, and he crushed pitching at Fenway Park. He loved hitting at Fenway last year. The Red Sox lineup will likely have Mookie Betts hitting leadoff, Andrew Benintendi hitting second. Then you slot J.D. Martinez possibly third, Hanley Ramirez fourth, and perhaps this young man Devers batting fifth. Swing and a miss. Helmet comes off. Good pitch from Berrios down it inside. And the count is 0-2. Berrios struck out 9 batters per 9. He did walk 3. When you compare 2017 to 2016, there are so many stats you can point to as to why Berrios was better. But his strikeout rate went up. His walk rate went down from 16 to 17. And the 0-2 down and inside. And that's ball one. That's been a stat that the Twins have just really struggled with for a long time now, getting strikeouts from their pitchers, not just starters, but even some swing and miss arms out of the bullpen, which should be corrected with the additions of Fernando Rodney and Addison Reed and others here in 2018. Castillo leads at first. Berrios throws over. And back in safely is Castillo. Jordan Pacheco is at first base tonight. Nick Gordon, we've seen him plenty at second base this spring. He's back there tonight. Jorge Polanco at short. Eddie Adrianza defending at third. The Twins have their A outfield out there tonight. Rosario, Buxton, Kepler left to right, and Bobby Wilson catching Berrios here tonight on the stretch. And the 1-2 inside on a fastball, 2-2. Berrios made his 2017 debut in Cleveland. It was in mid-May, and he was fantastic. 7 2/3 innings, allowed 1 run. His next start came at home. He struck out 11 against Colorado. And the 2-2 had the plate miss low. And now it's full. So Berrios got ahead of Devers, but now the count in the batter's favor.
Well, when you've got a young player in Berrios, he's thrown everything so far. He's only faced 2 hitters. Changeup right there. Castillo at first base reached on a breaking ball. So Jose Berrios is featuring everything he has.
If Castillo runs, he does. The 3-2 pitch is grounded first base line, weakly and rolling foul. Led by Pacheco in foul territory, and we'll do it again. That was a fastball from Jose. With Irvin Santana's injured finger, who will start opening day in Baltimore in late February, I should say late March. You can make a case for this guy here tonight, Danny, despite the fact he's only 23 years old.
You know what? I think that they don't have it mapped out for the rest of spring training as to who's going to come up. I think they could alter something here or there, but they're going to have to find out what they think is best. I know the one thing that they're penciled in is they want him to pitch in Puerto Rico.
3-2 pitch, ground ball up middle, fielded. No, it's missed by Polanco. Everybody's safe. Polanco was there. He almost tried to field it and then extend his right leg for the force at second base and perhaps to set up a chance to get 2. Ball skipped over the mound, and Polanco defending on the right side, the second base side of the second base bag, tried to glove it with his right knee on the dirt, never got it cleanly. And with that, everybody's safe.
It almost
committed an error.
It almost looked like he was getting in position to go down on a knee and almost like a slide position to be able to field it, then reach back and tag the bag rather than just stay upright, come across the bag, field it, take the out at first base.
Fielder's choice E4 on the advance of Castillo. So 2 on, nobody out. Hanley Ramirez, 23 home runs last year. He's at first base tonight. That's right-handed. And here it comes. Fastball ready inside near the hands of Hanley. Ball 1. J.D. Martinez, while he played the outfield with Arizona and the Tigers, of course, in years past, he is pretty much going to be the DH. He may get an occasional game in left field, but the Red Sox outfield is really good, especially defensively and offensively for that matter. 2 on, nobody out, and the 1-0 pitch, and that's right there for a fastball strike at 92. So if Martinez is going to DH, where does that leave Hanley Ramirez and Mitch Moreland? First base?
Yeah, he's playing first base here tonight, and I think depends on some of the matchups. Moreland, left-handed, so maybe he would sit against some left-handers and let Hanley. I think that Alex Cora is going to, he's got some good players. Have to figure it out.
And the 1-1 is low. In fact, on that topic, not long after J.D. Martinez signed, the first-year Red Sox manager said, Danny, he's going to play the hot hand. That there will be some days where matchups may dictate a certain lineup construction, but if it's a lefty-lefty matchup and Moreland is swinging the bat well, he's going to stick with a hot hand.
And think about it. You got Benintendi that's a left-handed hitter also, so he's a guy, if one of those guys go in a slump, then you can get Martinez back out in the outfield and still DH Hanley Ramirez.
And the 2-1, that missed outside and low, ball 3. As Berríos kind of plays with the dirt. Here's landing spot, base of the mound, so behind a dangerous hitter. And Ramirez, 263 career home runs. Hanley's making a lot of money. He's 34 years old. Castillo at second, Devers at first. Steve Selski in left is on deck. And the 3-1 pitch is popped up. Playable behind first. It is Pacheco drifting into foul territory. The infield fly is called as Pacheco makes the catch, and that's out number 1. So Berríos, he went after Ramirez, a high fastball, and Ramirez pops out to Pacheco near first, 1 out. So 1 down for Selski. Spent last year pretty much a AAA Pawtucket, hit 11 home runs. 33rd round pick in 2011 by the Cincinnati Reds. Did have 8 games with Boston last year. Selski, 28 years old. No score, top 1, 2 on, 1 out from the stretch. And here it comes. Breaky ball missed in. And that's ball 1. Danny, there are certain guys and certainly starting pitchers that when they open up camp, they're only going to throw fastballs or maybe throw a fastball changeup. Then there are some that just can't operate that way. They have to throw everything in their arsenal. And the 1-0, there's a good fastball strike called, and Berríos is in that second category.
Yeah, he's a guy that, still young, comes into camp. He's ready to go. He's like in mid-season form right now, but also you've got a catcher in Bobby Wilson, probably has never caught him in a ball game. Trying to also play at a high level right now and put down the right fingers.
No score, top 1, and the 1-1 swing and a miss. There's a changeup, righty, and he'll throw that to righties, lefties. It doesn't matter.
You know what? I look at the matchups here with Rusney Castillo, a pretty good player. Devers, real good player. Hanley Ramirez, real good player. Now you talk about Selski coming in here, didn't do much last year. These are the at-bats here that I think that Berríos should dominate.
And the 1-2, fastball low and inside. Some sink on that one at 93, and gloved by Wilson, 2-2.
Pitch count also getting alarming pretty high right now, and usually that first start, 30, 35. He's at 21 pitches right now, so.
And right on cue, some guys in the Twins bullpen are going to begin to get loose. Now the 2-2 pitch is popped up. Back of short, Polanco. Infield fly once again called, and on the dirt, Polanco squeezes it. 2 down. On the pitching roster today, following Berríos, Anibal Sanchez. We'll talk at great lengths about him tonight. Excited to see Fernando Romero again. He excelled in his Grapefruit League debut the other night in Sarasota. Trevor Hildenberger, Taylor Rogers, Ryan Presley, and Jake Reed. Let's have a good roster of pitchers on the schedule tonight. So 2 down, still 2 on. And now the Boston DH, Sam Travis. It's right-handed, no batting gloves, as Berrios goes off speed, a curve low, ball 1. Travis had 33 games with the Red Sox, primarily though 82 games at AAA. Had 6 home runs. Castillo at second, Devers at first, 2 on, 2 out. And the 1-0, off speed low, another curveball from Jose. He will vary the speed, Danny, with that breaking ball. As a hitter, how tough could that be, knowing that it won't be the same velocity every time?
I think right now he's surprised some of these Boston hitters aren't chasing. These pitches aren't that bad.
On the 2-0, he grooves in a fastball strike. Called at 91. Surprised that Travis took that one.
So Berrios, throwing a lot of the breaking balls, and like you had mentioned, different speeds. And he's not missing. He's not beating Wilson up. He's not bouncing a ton of balls, just off the plate a little bit.
Swing and a foul hung onto by Wilson. Now a throw back to second base. Gordon catches tags and safe back in. This Castillo, not sure what Castillo was doing there. He was about 1/3 of the way onto third base. And Wilson caught that strike, and then he eyed Castillo and did throw somewhat high to Gordon covering at second base.
Good throw. I think he has him. I think Castillo maybe thought that was strike 3 and was going to walk off the field.
So Berrios in a jam and can be out of it unscathed with one more strike here. 2 on, 2 out, no score. And the 2-2 pitch is high, ball 3. Up to 27 pitches, and now traveling time for the runners. Devin Marrero, the Boston shortstop, would hit next if this inning prolongs. Jose is only 23. He'll turn 24 in late May. Runners lead, runners go, and the 3-2 pitch, a fly ball to right, slicing foul. Kepler over measuring, and he will not have a play as it lands in the berm down the right side. This is a split squad day for the Red Sox. Had a day game earlier today at home against the Cardinals. And many of their regular players win that lineup today. Williams Ramirez is the right-hander warming up in the Twins bullpen. Castillo at second, Devers at first. Runners go, the 3-2 pitch. That's cracked foul again down the right side. 93, that fastball from Berrios. When Jose joined the team in May, a phenomenal opening month to his 2017 season. 4 starts, a 2.70 ERA. Twins had that great 1-2 punch at the top, working early last year. Danny Irvin and Jose anchoring that rotation early.
And that was hopefully going to be the carryover effect going into this year. Irvin was surgery, but Berrios is still in line to be either the number 1 or number 2 guy.
3-2, line foul to left this time. That'll clear the Twins bullpen and off a fan's hand and land in the Twins bullpen. Now, Twins player going to pick up that ball and flip it to that fan who nearly had a souvenir. That's a nice gesture.
That's a Corey Provis catch right there. Wait for it to land and have the fan throw it to you.
I'm surprised. Corey Provis would have been under the table as that ball was humming in there. 31st pitch of the inning for Berrios. And here it comes. Another foul. This one back behind the plate. 95, that fastball. Best velocity tonight from Berrios. 6 feet, 205 pounds on the Twins starter. And not much body fat. He is in tremendous shape. And the 3-2. Got him swinging. Went off speed, and Berrios strikes out Travis, ending the threat and the Red Sox first inning. So Boston making noise. 2 on, nobody out. They do not score. Just ran 2. We played 1 half. In Fort Myers, Red Sox nothing, Twins coming up on your home for Twins baseball. Anibal Sanchez now warming up in the Twins bullpen. A lengthy first for Berríos, but the Red Sox do not score. Byron Buxton, Jorge Polanco, Max Kepler. Batting against right-hander Chandler Shepard. Spent last year at AAA Pawtucket. A strike on Byron, and the 0-1 is low and inside, a sinker. 1 ball and 1 strike. Buxton, 16 homers, 51 knocked in, stole 29 bases. Had a terrific second half, as did many on this Twins roster. The 1-1 is sent foul to the right side, and the count is 1-2. We saw Byron, Danny, bat mostly ninth last year. Do you have a feel yet where you think he may begin 2018?
You know what? I think with the lineup that he has right now, I think that he is going to probably start off in that number 9 slot. Remember, he batted third in spring training last year and started the season in that spot.
Up and inside, 2-2.
You know, we always talk about spring training, and I think it's important for certain guys. Some people can have, or they want them to have, good camps so they can be evaluated. Other people, they really don't care. The season is going to start with this guy regardless of what he does in spring training. And I think that's where we're at with Byron Buxton right now. He's on the club, regardless of how he hits offensively down here. Too good of a player.
As he waits for the 3-2 with Polanco on deck, and the payoff pitch is strike 3 called. Buxton thought it was low, a knee-high strike, coming back inside from Shepard. So Buxton down on strikes. Certainly had the plate, maybe a tad low. Called the strike by Jeremy Rehak. And that's out number 1. Buxton's strike percentage in the second half also dropped. And hopefully that number will be even lower for a guy with his skill set here this time around. Jorge Polanco, 13 homers, 74 knocked in. Ended up with an OPS over 720. Switch hitting shortstop, stares at a strike called.
Corey, I'm just trying to think. I pencil in my lineup here with some of the numbers that these guys put up last year. Everybody almost had like career years last year and just gaudy numbers.
And the 0-1, that's tap foul. What's scary, and I mean this in a good way, is you think what these guys did, Danny, the last 2 months of the season, and Miguel Sano, their all-star, the first 2 months, who was among the best hitters in the game, the first 2 months of last year, wasn't a part of it much with the leg injury.
You know what, and I think that was part of it. I think the guys rallied. I thought after we left Anaheim, went to Oakland, they made the trades.
Line to first and foul. Polanco still 0-2, no score.
They made the trade of Jaime Garcia after just pitching in 1 game. Okay, the teams momentum went from, hey, we're in, to they trade him, hey, we're out. They gathered up. The team had a team meeting, and the players talked among themselves, and they said, hey, we can do this with the guys we have in here. And that's, to me, when it really started to take off and clicked for these guys. And even though Sano wasn't part of it, Eduardo Escobar, look at what he did.
And the 0-2 had foul off Polanco's foot.
You know, Adrianza got a little bit more playing time then. It just, guys started to step up and play well together. And that's when you also saw Paul Molitor start going with a more of a set lineup. That regardless righty-lefty matchup, here's my guys that I'm playing and where they're going to bat in the order.
Polanco, just 24 years old. And the 0-2 pitch is crushed to right center field in the gap, but right there is Tavares, and he'll catch it above his left hip for out number 2. So Polanco made contact, but Tavares was positioned perfectly. And there are 2 down, and now Kepler. Well, many flourished the second half of last year, and really the last 2 months. This guy surprisingly did not. For the second straight year, and it's such a small sample, but if you're looking for one constant, is Kepler's had some stretches of great at-bats and success, but then he has finished kind of in a downward pattern as he looks at a pitch up, ball 1, and that happened again the last 2 months of 2017.
And Kep will tell you, it's a long season, it's a grind, and I think he's still trying to learn from a young player standpoint the long season and how you need to really take care of your body.
As he pulls foul to the first base side.
One thing that did not go bad for him, and that was his defense. We thought, his defense stepped up, whole outfield defense fine. But when he was going bad at the end of the season, they were some ugly swings.
1 ball, 1 strike on Max if he can reach Eddie Rosario, who would bat next. Kepler's only 25. But his first big league home run against the Red Sox, that was a walk-off. That came off Matt Barnes in 2016. And what I recall about that, Matt Barnes in 2016, it was the final game of a series, and Kepler homered to center field the 10th inning. And the next time Matt Barnes was at Target Field was 2017. And his first game back, he gave up a walk-off home run to Joe Mauer. And the 1-2, that's the line foul, slicing the laser above the Twins bullpen.
One thing I'm noticing with Kepler here, and a few things, and that is body type, a few pounds heavier, which I think is going to help him out, not only strength-wise, but maybe also be able to kind of keep him solid during the long season.
1-2 does not chase. Slider lone inside.
But with that, just watching him take batting practice and a few at-bats in the ball games, very aggressive. It's almost a max effort. We talk about pitchers when they throw a baseball. Sometimes some guys have to grunt and throw it as hard as they can every time. Well, sometimes you take a swing like that also.
Strike 3 call. Kepler frozen on a fastball inside corner, and Shepard sharp in the opening inning strikes out 2. Works a 1-2-3 first inning. Into the second, no score on your home for Twins baseball. Twins and the Red Sox on a beautiful night here in Fort Myers, the CenturyLink Sports Complex. No score after one. Anibal Sanchez will make his Twins debut. He'll do so on his 34th birthday. Was that by design or just the way it was mapped out? Maybe we'll never know.
Oh, you're such that conspiracy guy.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. But here is Sanchez, Danny, and he is on the 40-man roster, but not really guaranteed a spot on the 25-man just yet, as he makes Marrero look bad there. A check swing, he went around, and that is strike one. So we are watching Sanchez pitch from up here, also getting a look at Sanchez from the Twins dugout. Twins infielder, one of our favorites, Eduardo Escobar, is the headset on, and he joins us here tonight. Eduardo, how are you?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Just fine. Pitches inside corner. Strike two called now on Marrero. No score here in the second. Spring training for you is what? Do you do this to get ready for the season or to try to get to know your teammates once again?
No, you know, I'll be ready for the season. You know, I'm working so hard, all position. You know my situation, you know. I told Molitor I'll be ready for whatever position you need me. You know, I'm working so hard this spring for help my team win.
Coming off a tremendous season, setting career highs in so many different offensive categories. And the 1-2 is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Why did it click for you offensively last year? Because everything was pretty solid for you. What worked?
No, you know, I'm working hard. You know, I'm surprised. I got a 21 home run last year. It's a surprise. You know, I'm no big guy, no power hitter. You know, but I think it's the most important. You know, how much you working hard when you know no play. You know, I think it's what happened last year. Do it this year again too. You know, working so hard. You know, I love to play every day. You know, every time waiting for my opportunity. And I'm like, no, you know, I'm ready for manager. So working hard every day, every time, getting my opportunity to play and play 100%.
Did you make an effort to get the ball up in the air more last year, or just how it happened naturally?
It's naturally. Naturally. Because, you know, every time I go to home play, I go and swing hard, you know.
You do swing hard, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you have one cut. That's a hard swing.
Hard swing, you know. I'm not thinking home run. No. You know, I go and swing, you know, fight my bat and swing hard. Look at ball, swing hard.
And the 2-2 from Sanchez at 91. Just missed the outside corner. Barrios 1 inning through 32 pitches.
Eduardo, has Anibal Sanchez and Pineda and Rodney, have they come to you and asked you about the team and the organization at all?
No. Yeah, you know, I not talk to this guy a lot, but this really good pitcher, you know. This guy is really good, you know. I'm so happy bringing the team, bringing this guy to rotation. You know, it's really good. Got a good experience, especially Sanchez, Ronnie, Pineda, you know. But I'm not talking a lot of these guys.
Sanchez took something off, and Marrero strikes out swinging.
That's because they're pitchers, you know that.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
they're a whole separate group. They don't mess around with the hitters. Those are 2 separate class of people right there. Ivan DeJesus Jr. is the second baseman for the Red Sox. Was in the Brewers organization last year at AAA. A non-roster invite. He stares at a strike called, and it's 0-1. This offseason, correct me if I'm wrong, you were in Miami, right?
Yeah.
Was that the first time you were in the States the entire offseason?
Yes. No, it's my second year staying here. You know, but only I go in December to Venezuela for Christmas. I go over there for working for my foundation, help people over there. I go to the hospital, you know. I stay working in Venezuela for help people over there.
I'm glad you brought up your homeland. Obviously, a lot going on in your home country, and there's so much that you can't control but want to be a part of. What are you doing to help out so many Venezuelans who are struggling right now?
Yeah, you know, I'm more doing, you know, going to the hospital, bring paper for the kid, medicine for the kid, food, you know. My wife, for myself, my family, my guy working my foundation, doing a lot of food, going to the tree, you know, looking for people hungry. It's a hard situation right now over there. It's really hard, you know. You say I know how to control that. The only control I teach is how to control, you know, but it's really bad situation in my country right now.
Jesus pulls foul into the Twins dugout. 2-2 the count. Top 2. Red Sox batting. Bases empty and 1 out. You are one of the more charitable guys, not just what you do in Venezuela, but if there's something going on in Twins territory more times than not. You're there.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
a 2-2 sent foul. Why? Why is that so important to you, not just what you do on the field?
You know, so when I'm Venezuelan young, you know, I don't have everything. I don't have nothing, you know. For me, the most important, you know, I help the kid in the school, you know, motivation, the kid, good studying, it's the most important. Every time going to Minnesota, going to the visiting school, and asking, I told the guy, I bring it to the field, the 10 best studying in a class, you know, I bring it to the field, watch it practice, take a picture with the player, sign the ball, you know. For motivation, it's the most important, you know, I love it, you know, I love a kid, I have a kid, you know. I don't see, for me, for Eduardo Escobar, you know, when I'm a kid, I don't have nothing, you know. Now I got the opportunity help people, it's what happened to do it, you know, because I like it.
Good for you. 2-2 the count on Marrero on the pitch, and that one's fouled back. Sanchez went to something off speed there, 83. We've seen his fastball touch 93, steady around 90, 91. We're number 19. That was the number that was worn to the pass by Kenny Vargas. Honeyball has 19. Kenny now wearing number 30 here in camp.
Yeah.
And the 2-2 is outside ball 3.
Did Kenny have to pay anything, you know, about that, Escobar? Did he have to give Sanchez any money or any jewelry, any cars?
I don't know.
Sometimes when you take somebody's number like that, especially a veteran like
Yeah.
Anibal Sanchez, he might come in and, hey, let me buy you a dinner, or, you know, hey, here's a watch.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see, you know, I don't know if buy something to Vargas something. I don't know.
Line to the right side.
Right.
Gordon makes the catch. Kind of a sinking glider.
Yeah, I mean,
two down.
It's normal, you know, when they're coming to the new team, veteran player, good veteran player, you know, coming. So you need your numbers. Depends who play you have your number, you know.
Yep.
So I think it's normal, you know. Sometimes a veteran player coming, you say take a dinner or money, whatever, for the number, you know. But I don't know if Sanchez doing something to Vargas.
I think Vargas looks better in number 30 anyway.
It's working for him, right?
Yeah.
He's looked great in camp so far.
Yeah.
So 2 down, and now Dan Butler, the Red Sox catcher. Austin catching tandem will likely be Vasquez and Leon, although Blake Swihart can catch and bounce around. He'll play all over as he's out of options. The Red Sox do not want to lose him. It's Butler catching here tonight. There's a curveball strike thrown from Sanchez. A non-guaranteed contract is what Anibal Sanchez has. And the 0-1 is crushed to right field, but in the ballpark for Kepler. We'll talk more about that when he comes back out in the third. Hey, Eduardo, as always, thanks for the time. And continued success to you and your charity. And we'll catch up along the way, okay?
Thank you, guys. Arigato.
We thank Eduardo Escobar for his time. It's a 1-2-3 second for Sanchez. Twins coming up. No score on your home for Twins baseball. Twins and the Red Sox, no score, bottom 2. Chandler Shepard, right-hander, 25 years old, worked a scoreless first inning, and now we'll see if Eddie Rosario can change that beginning the second. 27 home runs last year, 20 of those came at Target Field. And boy, does Target Field suit Eddie just fine. His OPS at home last year was over 1,000. And even going back to his rookie season of 2015, he crushed pitching at home, and we saw more of the same last year. And the 0-1 pitch is blooped to shallow center field. The center fielder charging, and it's going to drop for a base hit. The shortstop Marrero went out. Tavares in center came in. Neither had a chance. The Twins have a hit. We'll see if Eddie gets a chance to move here. The leadoff single. And now Robbie Grossman. We have seen Grossman plenty this opening week of Grapefruit League play. He's DH'd. He's seen some time in the outfield, DHing tonight. Hit 9 homers, knocked in 45 a year ago. Red Sox at double play depth as Rosario leads, but a 3-step lead at first stays. And the pitch is sky to center field. Tavares with plenty of room. Backpedals in the twilight, and he'll grab it. And Rosario tags, but now holds. And Grossman is out, number 1. Well, Seattle will be at Target Field for the Twins home opener on Thursday, April 5th. The first 30,000 fans receive a Twins hoodie sweatshirt courtesy of Northland Ford Dealers. Sweatshirts come in adult, medium, and extra large. Get your tickets for the home opener right now at twinsbaseball.com. Twinsbaseball.com, the home opener, Seattle, April 5. And a Twins hoodie courtesy of Northland Ford Dealers, the first 30,000 through the gates. Andy Adrianza, switch hitter, taps one on the ground to the right side to Jesus at second. Is second for one. The relay is high, and that pulled Ramirez off the bag, and Adrianza's safe. It's a fielder's choice with Rosario out at second. 4-6 on the force. 2 down. And now Nick Gordon. 5th round pick in 2014. Last year, all season was at Double-A Chattanooga. And he was there with Angel Vielma to begin the year and saw some time at second base, but then Vielma went up. And after that, Gordon pretty much was the everyday shortstop for the Lookouts last year. Gordon hits left-handed. And a fastball strike from Shepard, 0-1. Nine homers, 66 knocked in for Gordon, was number 1. Adrianza stays, and the 0-1 is outside. Now getting back to Chandler Shepard, though, the Red Sox pitcher, pretty much a bullpen guy, but then he threw in the Mexican League over the winter and started. And so he has certainly, for now, entered camp and trying to hang out of that role, perhaps as a starter in the minor leagues. And the 1-1 line foul off the net.
You know, Corey, a lot of times that's by design there. Maybe an agent or somebody representing him said, hey, let's go down there and kind of reinvent yourself a little bit. Mexico, they've got the good ball down there. And now coming into camp as a starter here, and you never know. Looks like he's pretty aggressive here with the strike zone. He's pitching ahead in the count.
No score, bottom 2. Adrianza at first, 2 outs as Shepard throws over. You've played in various winter leagues in different countries. Is any one league more competitive than the other?
You know what, when I first left, I think it was 81, maybe went down to Mexico. It was more for maybe some Double-A players. You go to Venezuela, it's more for Double-A, some Triple-A players. Then you go to Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic. That's Triple-A big league players.
1-2 peeled foul again.
And what I liked about it is, Fernando Valenzuela, in his heyday, he would pitch down there in Navajo in Mexico. So, when he came out to pitch, fans showed up. It was incredible. Big following down there. But, I just think that you get to play more baseball, and you play more baseball, you hone your skills a little more.
Change up low, 2 balls and 2
They have
strikes.
scouts down there that they talk about it. They look at evaluate players, and how many times have we heard about a player that's in a camp with us that we said one of the scouts in the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico recommended the Twins sign this guy, and they did.
Happened this year. It was Tyler Kinley, the Rule 5 pick, who was throwing in the Dominican, and Fred Guerrero saw him and recommended the Twins take him in the Rule 5, and that happened. Adrianza staying, and the 2-2 pitch is skied to left center field. Tavares with a play, drifting in the alley left center field. He'll grab it. And that's out number 3. Twins don't score a hit. They strand 1. The end of 2. No score on your home for Twins baseball. Sanchez, a 1-2-3 second, back out to begin the third. It's Tavares, Castillo, and then Devers due up for Boston. Yuri Tavares was at Double-A last year, just 17 games. Double-A Portland. He's a left-handed hitting outfielder in center tonight. And behind a strike call from Sanchez, 0-1. And the next offering's on the way. It's off speed and low, a curveball. And the count is even. Getting back to Anibal Sanchez, and the Twins signing him to a non-guaranteed contract with not much risk involved if this doesn't work out, while he is in the 40-man roster. And the 1-1 is tapped foul. Trevor May on the 60-day DL, and Anibal Sanchez took his spot of the 40-man. That was the transaction. If Anibal Sanchez doesn't make the team, he'll be paid about $500,000. The contract he signed was for $2.5 million if he makes the team here this season. And the pitch, a check swing foul. The pitch on the hands, and it's a 1-2 count. And Sanchez is coming off a rough year. You just can't hide that fact. He got hit really hard. A ton of home runs and not many innings. He's battled some injuries in recent years. But even though he got hit hard last year, and the 1-2 pitch, a slicing fly ball to left towards the line. Rosario with the play will catch it in fair territory. And that's on number 1. Even when Sanchez got hit around, you could take a look at not just the raw numbers, but even some underlying metrics. He still struck out, Danny, 9 batters per 9. There's value with that for a staff, like we said at the top with Barrios, that needs strikeouts.
He did, but also you can look at the numbers that you talked about. Very few innings. Just 106 innings last year. And yes, the strikeouts are up there, 104, but look at the home runs.
Ton of home runs.
You can't look past those as well. So, yeah, he might be striking out some guys, but he's also good on some home runs. I just think he still has a little something left. I think that he's a good competitor. I look at it this way. I look at when he signed with the Twins, he became better because of the team that's going to play behind him. Yes, he has that strikeout stuff, but Look at the team that plays behind him. It's not the Detroit Tigers. Poor defensive club, the Detroit Tigers. The metrics may say the Tigers are a better defensive club. Not so. They can't get to balls. They got poor range on the infield. A lot of balls get through, and if he's not striking somebody out, the balls are getting through and he's pitching out of the stretch. But I think he got a lot better when he signed with the Minnesota Twins. And they're going to score him some runs.
2 balls and 1 strike on Castillo. Singled. His first time up. No score, top 3. And it's a 2-1 count. Bobby Wilson sets up away, and the pitch is line to left down the line. That'll hook foul. Landing on the warning track near the sidewall. So what the Twins have done, and doing the research with signing Sanchez, they look at what he throws and what he has thrown throughout his career, and they'll try and separate this pitch from that pitch and this pitch and what's working and what's not. And maybe less is more for Anibal Sanchez. Maybe some of the pitches that did have success, where there weren't as many gaudy numbers, maybe that's the route he goes on a more consistent basis in 2018 if he makes the team.
Well, what I heard from the front office, and that is that there were some metrics that they studied, and they feel some of the metrics, and maybe that's what you're talking about, can correct him.
And the 2-2 pitch is grounded over the mound near short. Polanco to his left. He gloves behind second, throws out Castillo, 2 down.
And I'm not sure what all that means, as he you know, he's a guy that, boy, you know, we talked the other day about somebody that had 4 or 5, 6 pitches. Sometimes you can get in
Trevor
trouble
Bauer,
with it.
right?
Yeah,
Trevor Bauer
with Cleveland, that, you know, he would have too many pitches. You eliminate those. Now all of a sudden, hey, I'm okay because I got good command of 3 of them. I don't need 5.
2 down for Rafael Devers. Not a pretty cut there. Good curveball.
He throws a lot of balls out of the zone. And if you're a patient team and you wait him out, you'll probably get to him. But if you're that young, aggressive team, that aggressive player, you want to hit, you probably won't have much success against him.
The changeup right there, and his changeup was a great pitch for him last year.
It's his bread and butter pitch, but he doesn't really throw it for a strike. It's more of a what I would call a chase pitch.
0-2 now on Devers. No score and a fastball up. That's a good 0-2 pitch right there.
Yep.
4-seam fastball up.
And again, he's not, to me, this guy used to throw 95, 96. He was a hard thrower. And I think now he's going to rely on getting the ball up in the zone and hitting his spots.
1-2 had him reaching, and he pops it up back is short. That was an off-speed pitch right there, and Polanco will catch it 2 hands in shallow left for out number 3. So a perfect 2 innings for Sanchez. On his birthday, he strikes out 1. After 2.5, no score on your home for Twins baseball. score. Bottom three, Twins and the Red Sox. That'll do it for Chandler Shepard. 2 innings, a hit, struck out 2, gives way to lefty Roenis Elias. Didn't pitch much last year due to injury. Came to the Red Sox from Seattle before the 2016 season, and there's an opening back into the Red Sox staff. And Chris Sale and David Price and Rick Porcello, Drew Pomeranz, that quartet is locked in, but a few different guys battling for the 5th spot to begin the year for Boston.
And you think they need another left-hander, huh?
They're pretty stacked there.
Yes, they are.
Jordan Pacheco hitting right-handed. He's at first base defensively. A fastball strike from Elias at 92, 0-1. Bobby Wilson on deck, and then Byron Buxton set to bat third. Moneyball Sanchez, 2 innings. Struck out 1, retired all 6 men he faced. And the 0-1 drops low from Elias. A change up, a ball, and a strike. Pacheco was playing an indie ball last year in Long Island. Has some major league time with the Rockies and Diamondbacks and Reds. And the 1-1 is high. I believe that Long Island team that he played on, I think Lou Ford is the hitting coach and also a player on that Long Island Indie League team.
Lou Ford, the guy who used to travel with his computer, right?
Huh. Lou Ford.
It's 17 home runs, 79 driven in. He was a hot commodity.
And the 2-1 is high, and that's ball 3. Twins tonight, the white tops, white pants. Twins on the front in blue, trimmed in red and gold.
I was wondering when you're going to get to that. How about the new helmets they're going?
I like them.
I do too.
They're sharp.
It's a flat black with a raised emblem on the front there.
And the 3-1, that's up, ball 4. Leadoff man is on, a walk to Pacheco. And now Bobby Wilson, before he steps in, we step out. 10 seconds for station identification from Fort Myers. This is Twins baseball. With the Cupertino kid, Danny Gladden, Corey Provis from Fort Myers. Twins and the Red Sox. They'll meet plenty this spring. Second time they have met this year. Red Sox won by 1. A couple days ago down the street at JetBlue. Now Wilson, veteran catcher, takes a strike. Wilson, 34 years old. He's in camp competing with Mitch Garver for the backup spot to Jason Castro. Wilson was in the minors last year with the Dodgers AAA team. He was drafted by the Angels in 2002 in a round that no longer exists today. And the 0-1, swing and a miss, high heat. And the 48th round, that does not exist anymore. Major League Amateur Draft is now capped at 40 rounds. Back in 2002, Bobby Wilson. Gonna bring in a special guest right now. Pacheco at first base. Nobody out, and the 0-2 is high. Joining us here for this half inning, Randy Wayne White. And Randy's the author of the Doc Ford book mystery book series. His 25th Doc Ford book, Caribbean Rim, will be coming out on March 13th. And that name is big down here, is it not? But thanks for joining us. Good evening.
I couldn't be happier. What a beautiful night. My golly, 78 degrees, almost a full moon. Minnesota Twins, Fort Myers, Florida.
But Doc Ford, I mean, that name, you see it all over down here throughout this part of the state of Florida. Where did that idea, that name come from for you?
Started with a novel I wrote in 1990 called Sanibel Flats about a marine biologist named Doc Marion Ford. And the book did sort of well. It sold about 12, 13 copies, but I just stuck with it. And I got my 25th Doc Ford novel coming out, published by Putnam's. And I want to say hello to Once Upon a Crime, all the folks in Minneapolis. Wonderful store.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm always fascinated to know about the origin of certain characters. And what let you down that path?
Well, the marine biologist, Doc Ford, he's a very linear, straight guy. And the kind of the co-hero in the book is a guy named Tomlinson, an unrepentant hipster, a left-wing freak, not unlike my buddy Bill Spaceman Lee, who happens to be standing to my right. So check your billfolds, fellas, because
stay on that side.
Got to bring him back to center.
But yeah, no, I met Bill in 1987 during the Senior Professional League, the short-lived Senior Professional League. I caught in the bullpen for the Fort Myers Sun Sox. Walked onto the field in St. Pete, and I saw this guy walking across the field. He long beard, long blonde graying hair, wearing a Chairman Mao T-shirt and a Soviet Union hat. And I thought, who is this crazy hippie? And Bill and I became buddies. Whoa.
Pacheco takes second on a balk, so 2-2 the count on Wilson. No score in the bottom half of the third inning. Joining us, Randy Wayne White, author of the Doc Ford book, Mystery Book series. So how many novels now? How many in the series?
The 25th Doc Ford novel comes out March 13th. Bill just said the pitcher balks, so keep your eye on it. Because if anyone balks better than Bill, I don't know him. We played a ball in Cuba a lot together, and it's made a science of balking.
Big baseball fan?
I love the game.
Yeah.
I do indeed. And I love the interaction with the Twins, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Fort Myers, Florida. The Twins came here, I think, in 1990. And just always a class act and wonderful people, except for that guy Dan Gladden. I can't.
Now, come on, we
Oh,
bonded
golly,
here since you've been here.
Wait a
There he
minute.
is.
Wait a
There he
minute. Wait a minute.
I got to tell you, the way you came and introduced yourself to us here in the radio booth today, near with the IRS, was it?
I think I said the ATF, but
Yeah.
kind of the same thing. but I'm wearing pants this time, Dan. So
Ground ball back to the mound, fielded by Elias. He'll throw out Wilson. No advance from Pacheco, remains at second base. When people meet Danny for the first time, he comes across as someone, especially in your field, that's a character. That's maybe a possible player for an upcoming book, based on his look and his background.
He might have already written this character.
This guy would make for a fine.
you mean those very handsome? Don't get me
Very
wrong.
handsome.
But strange.
Yeah.
Sled dog, killer blue eyes.
You're building a character profile here right now. This is good.
Plus, he's scaring me. So
That's what he does.
and your buddy here, Kyle Hammer,
Yeah.
the producer.
That's a real name.
That's
a fake name.
Fake name.
Come on.
It's a stage
I
name.
write fiction. I couldn't use that name in a book. My editor would go, Kyle Hammer? Okay, let's grow up, all right?
Buxton batting. Curveball
Well, that
high.
Buxton's been a player for you. My
He's
God,
great.
what a
He's
wonderful
good.
surprise.
Great
What an
kid.
athlete.
Pacheco at second base. One out, no score, bottom three. Elias from the stretch. And the 1-0. Check swing, a strike. Stayed soft at Elias. 1-1. When you get writer's block, and I'm sure it happens, what's your cure?
Well, I've never used drugs, so I've never had writer's block. I think it was invented by somebody in California. No offense from all of you.
I know
fellas.
someone who's a writer from California or went to school in California. Part of our team who's listening right now is also a writer. And
God
the
help
1-1.
him or
Grounded
her.
the first down the line. Off Ramirez's glove. Has to hurry. Underhand toss. Will not be in time. And Buxton safe. Ramirez playing off the line at first. Had to back up on that ball, ranging to his left. It kicked off the heel of his glove. And then when it bounced away, he tried to pick it up. The pitcher got there, but not in time. And Buxton's on to third. Pacheco, runners at the corners, one out. And here's a scoring chance for Polanco. Now, how did it morph into all the different restaurants? How did the whole restaurant part of the Doc Ford come to be?
I am the luckiest, uneducated guy you've ever met, and that's the truth. Years ago, I spent a lot of time in Central and South America. I met some guys who were growing chili peppers. They were making hot sauce. Their chilies accidentally cross-pollinated with a wild chili. Tabasco wouldn't buy it. Anyway, I somehow got into the restaurant business. When I had $5,000, I invested in hot sauce, and thanks to my partners, the Doc Ford's restaurant. Whoa, is that changeup? Yeah.
Pretty good right there. Swinging to miss Polanco, 0-1.
You used to be a catcher, right?
Used to be. Well, sort of, asked Bill, but no, you didn't spot the changeup. Is Bill? Can they hear what Bill's saying?
No balls at a strike.
He will when he gets that
Polanco.
microphone
He's
in his
talking about
hand.
you, Bill.
Oh, here we go. Buxton leads at first. Pacheco at third as Elias throws to first, and another balk has been called on Elias, and
God,
this
Bill
one
was
will
right.
cost him a run. Elias
Wow.
is pleading his case to the first base umpire that he did not balk, but Marvin Hudson, he saw that all the way as Pacheco scores second balk of the inning. Byron to second, 1-0 Twins.
Joe Souchere.
So Polanco batting, no balls and a strike. All right, so Randy, I see something interesting here, and it ties into Fidel Castro.
Yes.
On a trip to Cuba. Fill us in there.
Years ago, Bill Lee and I started taking old, just terribly drunken ball players to Cuba illegally. Statute of limitations, I'll blame it on Dan Gladden. But
Okay, that's what we
and
do.
we would get there and we'd rent a bus, and we would take tons of ball gear, and we still take gear down there. And we would just drive around, and if we saw someone playing baseball, we'd get out and play. I mean, baseball, real game. And so I have a long history with Cuba, and I'm surprised they let me in or out, but still go.
So, and you still gather equipment to take over there and hand out to the kids?
We do indeed. I've done it for 12, 13 years. Literally tons of gear. And good stuff. You know, I keep my eye open for Wilson, A2000s, and take good baseballs, and just thought it up and did it. And the Cuban government would tail us and take our gear. I shouldn't say steal. They would confiscate our gear. So doing play-by-play, I can't fathom. I mean, you're really good.
No, I just fool him. Ground ball wrapped to short. Buxton's going to make third. They'll throw that way anyway, and Byron is out as Polanco reaches on the fielder's choice. So Buxton took a chance. It sharply to short. Barrero gloved it, and no hesitation, Danny went to third, and Devers applied the tag, and Buxton's out number 2.
Yeah, one of those mistakes that you don't want to make during the season. I guess they're okay in spring training, but as soon as Buxton committed to third base, he knew he was in trouble. Good throw by Marrero, the Red Sox shortstop.
And for Byron, he's, at second base, a base hit, he's going to score.
He's going to score easily.
Anyway, so that's one he'd love to have back. And now a shift is on for Kepler as he gets that first lefty-lefty matchup of the spring. Red Sox have 3 defending on the right side. Polanco at first as Max looks at a strike call, the fastball 89 from Elias. Will Kepler get more at-bats against lefties? That is certainly a topic worth examining and discussing with Twins personnel throughout the spring, which we will do as we move along here.
Well, we talked to Kep the other day, and he said the more at-bats he gets against left-handers, the more comfortable he's going to be.
Which is inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Randy, before we run out of time, as we
I've got nowhere to go.
Well, yeah, I know. That's true. You got a good night planned here, and why not? The beautiful setting here tonight. Do you have one specific area where you do most of your writing, or does it happen organically for you?
Nothing organic with me whatsoever, but I write at the restaurants, going very early in the morning. I love writing at the ballpark, but wherever I can, I carry my laptop. And again, writer's block, it's the end of the month, I see my bills, and suddenly writer's block.
I have an idea.
Yeah, I got
an
idea.
It's a job, guys. Doc Ford has been very good to me.
Do ideas just randomly come to you? Like if you're in a deep sleep and something comes to you, do you just wake up and try to jot something down that you don't want to lose track of?
You know, I'd like to pretend I go about this in some orderly, cognitive fashion. I do not. It's just one terrifying day after the other, and that's the truth. It just, but what I do is I work 7 days a week, with rare exception, and I don't make excuses. And if there is a key to life, that's probably part of it, huh?
Very nice. Eddie Rosario singled his first time up. Twins have a 1-0 lead. Polanco at second base, Kepler at first. Max got hit by a curveball on the back as Rosario, big cut, empty cut at that on a breaking ball that probably crossed up Butler. And he will go out, and there is a visit, and the home plate umpire, Jeremy Rehak, letting us know that is visit number 1.
Yeah, no, number 2,
Number
I think.
2.
And it's different. He pointed up to the press box up there, so maybe they are keeping track.
Now part of this, and this is worth, this is.
We'll get together. He's got 2.
So Marvin Hudson, he has 2, and he's the crew chief
Cora
tonight.
trying to tell him it's a cross-up. He was crossed up. He didn't want him to get hurt.
And you can say that, and a catcher can plead that with the umpire, and if that is ruled that way, that by rule will not go against the 6 per game.
Yes.
If a catcher and pitcher are crossed up, so it's not an automatic visit. If a cross-up like that happens, it should not, by rule, go against the 6 that each team is granted per game. And the 0-1. We're all learning here. This is what
that's what spring training's about, right?
See how this plays out. 0-2 on Rosario, swing and a miss. 1-0 Twins, bottom 3. Alex Cora, by the way, he was going to wear number 28. He's down to 20. As JD Martinez is going to wear 28, his number with the Red Sox. 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Twins. And the 0-2 pitch, a drive to right and deep, but this is going to be caught shot of warning track by Castillo for out number 3. Good sound, just a line drive deep out for Rosario, and that is the 3rd out. Twins get 1, they lead 2. Randy, I really enjoyed the visit here tonight. Best of luck with your series.
Guys, thanks so much. Hello to all in Minnesota, and hope to see you down here. Thanks.
Sounds good. We thank Randy Wayne White for his time. After 3, 1-0 Twins on your home for Twins baseball. After 3, this portion of Twins baseball is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers. Your local Chevy dealer, or log on to ChevyDealer.com. Thanks again to Randy Wayne White for his time. Enjoyed that chat. We've got a good baseball game early on tonight. Twins by 1. New pitcher for the Twins. For more on him, here's Danny.
Thank you, Corey. Good evening, everybody. It's Trevor Hildenberger. Sidearm throwing right-hander. First pitch to Ramirez is peeled straight back. Good cut there. 1-0 Minnesota. Was just 1 hit on the board. Both teams charged with an error so far. But Hildenberger really established himself last year as a mainstay with his Twins club. 3-3 on the year. He had 37 appearances, 42 innings pitched, only gave up 38 hits and 44 strikeouts. And off speed just missed outside. Bobby Wilson, the Twins catcher, holding his glove there a little bit. He thought he caught the corner. Ramirez tonight popped up his first time up. Red Sox split squad today. The Cardinals were here yesterday, day game. And swung a miss, good off speed pitch. Ramirez out in front. And we believe that the Cardinals, some of the players spent the night here and then played the day game against the Boston Red Sox earlier this afternoon over at JetBlue Stadium, and then here split squad. They sent some of the crew over here tonight. And foul down the right field line. That's going to carry him off the tarp.
Yeah, the Twins are going to do something interesting here in just a few days.
We were making a road trip.
The Twins are going to have a it's tomorrow, in fact. The Twins have a split squad game. We're going to be here for the day game against Tampa, and then the other team is going to be in Palm Beach to take on the Astros. The next day the Twins play in Jupiter, so that group's going to stay on the road. They're going to stay overnight.
Fun. That's how it used to be. And a line down the left field line over Adrianza's head down into the corner. Rosario get that ball back in as Ramirez a leadoff double.
So kind of an overnight road trip for the players and staff that are on that side of the state tomorrow.
You know, we used to do that, Corey. When we were up in Orlando, we'd head down to St. Port Lucie, and the Dodgers, Vero Beach was there, and they would take a crew down. And yes, some guys, 2 buses, they'd bring you down, and then when you play one game, and then they'd send the superstars, Herbecks and those guys, Laudners, all those guys back to Orlando, and then the Scribini guys would still continue to play.
That squad, right?
Yeah,
that squad that
it
was
different. It was
well-known
different
in San Francisco.
Yep, well known in San Francisco. And this one's fouled off.
Superstar Tim Laudner. That's nice. What you just said there, Timmy Lauds.
Yeah,
he's
well,
tuning in tonight.
There's spring training catcher's not going to catch back-to-back games, just like some guys don't play 9 innings. You know?
Yeah.
So it was. We had enough catchers here in spring training. Besides, you always wanted the overnight trip. I mean, why would you want to go back to the hotel? Pitch outside and low. Hildenberger last time out, he had a high pitch count, and he had to leave that ball game. I was up in Sarasota the other day. Yeah, 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, a couple of walks, and a strikeout. And right back, off speed. Boy, not sure where that missed. My gosh, that looked like a good pitch. So a count now at 2 balls and 1 strike. Out of the stretch runner at second. 1-0 Minnesota. This was pulled foul over the Twins dugout into that netting. The Giants also used to make an overnight trip. That was when they were in Casa Grande, Arizona, and the San Diego Padres were in Yuma, Arizona. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch, and again pulled foul. Same result, off the netting into the Twins dugout. Was in the dugout the other day with Rod Carew, Tony Oliva. We're talking about spring training, and we kind of enjoy it when the younger players kind of hang around and listen to the old guys tell their stories about spring training. This happened to be Chad Allen, who's a veteran coach, but we were telling him about spring training because these guys would never have an overnighter, and we would go from Casa Grande to Yuma, skied into right center field. Buxton tracks it, he'll get it. Ramirez going to tag up, strong home by Buxton. It's off the mark. Good throw there by Byron Buxton. Aggressive base running by Ramirez. I like it. So we'd go to Yuma, Arizona, and the Angels would spring train for 2 weeks straight out in about 2 to 3 weeks out in Mesa, Arizona. Then they would break camp and they would go to Palm Springs, California, and they would be there forever for the rest of spring training. And then the other teams, Giants would come through, Padres would come through, the Mariners, all these teams then would make a trip over to Palm Springs. And that's when Reggie Jackson and DeCinces and all those guys, Boone was on the team, and Johnny Ray. And they loved it because they would go 2 weeks in Mesa and then the rest of the time in Palm Springs. Ground ball to Adrianza. He picks it up and he throws it past Pacheco, the first baseman. Pacheco, not a real good stretch. And again, Pacheco, he's a catcher. And not sure they wanted to see him play some first base or something, but for some reason, Adrianza fielded that ball and kind of checked back Ramirez at third base. Kind of standard play right there. That was just a little two-hopper to him. Fields it and then comes up throwing. And it wasn't that bad of a throw.
I have E3 on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to put E3 down there.
Catchable ball, no dirt on that throw from Adrianza.
No, I think, sometimes they stretch too soon, and then now all of a sudden the ball's a little bit to the right or to the left, but they're already stuck. Another tapper to Adrianza. He'll check the runner back at second, and there's an on-target throw. So with 2 down, here's De Jesus Jr. to bat. But I look back at, they don't make road trips. Now, you talked about the Twins are going to do that. I'm curious to see that road trip tomorrow. The names on that. Do you have it yet?
I do not. I do not have the travel squad. We could
maybe find
work on that.
And we say it kind of, because usually you're not going to take Did I say superstar players last time?
Right, superstar.
Superstar, like, you know, Timmy Laudner and stuff like that. He'd go back. Hildenberger delivers inside. You know, Hildenberger was good as he was last year. I would think that going to get some innings, get his command down. Swung on a miss. Good off-speed pitch there.
If you're watching the simulcast right now on Fox Sports North, Joe Mauer and Torrey Hunter chatting.
Well, Mauer's not on the trip.
No.
I guarantee. You know what it is? He is scheduled to play tomorrow.
Well, Joe is expected to debut here soon.
And not tomorrow?
I thought tomorrow, but maybe later in the week. Sano, though, is
scheduled tomorrow.
Scheduled to play tomorrow.
All right, line drive right down the right field line. That's going to go for extra bases. So the runner coming around third is Travis. He's going to score. De Jesus with an opposite field double. And the Red Sox now lead 2-1. Little inside out swing right there. That's how you hit against a sidearm.
Yeah, but Mauer and Torrey are chatting in the dugout right now. That'd be a fun conversation to listen in on, don't you think? Those two chatting here. Torrey's going to be in camp for a few more days, then go check on his son, who's in camp with the Angels.
That's got to be an experience for a dad to be able to go in there and see his son who was drafted. I remember when he was drafted, Torrey got to make the phone call. Had to call his son, and said he kind of disguised his voice a little bit. He'd been drafted by the Angels. Here's Dan Butler, first time up, flew out to the second baseman. 2 down, 2 in here in the top of the fourth. Swung on a miss.
A lot of attention right now in the Angels camp with Shohei Ohtani making his debut. Yesterday was on base 3 times, and I think he was back in the lineup today 0 for 3. But
did you hear they're thinking of going to a 6-man rotation? Yeah. Did you hear that?
He's thinking about it. Social, yeah.
Does that mean that, and does that mean that they have 6 good starters? Big swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. Wilson going to pick it up and retire. Butler at first base. Couple of runs, big error in the inning. And they leave 1 through 3.5. New score here at Century Link Sports Complex. So Red Sox 2, Twins 1. We'll be back. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Back here to ballpark at Century Link Sports Complex. Gorgeous evening here tonight. Lights are on. Berm happening. Good crowd here tonight. Ty Buttry, 6'6", 230, will come on for the Boston Red Sox. first batter he's going to face for the Twins will be Robbie Grossman. Robbie DH, and Robbie's been playing a lot of ball. Swung at the first pitch he saw last time, flew out deep right center field. Leads off here, first pitch, runs it down and away, ball 1.
I have the lineup for the Twins road game tomorrow.
Okay. Perfect.
Ready?
Yeah, superstars, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You want me to go in order of the guys and where they're batting?
Yes,
Okay.
and where they're playing. Fouled
Okay.
off.
Leading off, Zach Granite.
Superstar.
center. Yep.
Superstar.
Andy Adrianza, second base, hitting second.
Superstar.
Good old Robbie.
Robbie makes every road trip he wants to. He has nobody here to keep him here. He'd rather go. He's lonely at home.
Robbie's in left, hitting third.
Well, he's going to be out of this ball game then quick. He's got to get home and pack.
Sleep.
That ball hit Mike Herman.
Good.
Mikey Herman. He knows the feeling now. Now he's telling everybody he was protecting his kid.
Oh, did he catch it?
No, it clanged. See, he's embarrassed. His wife is laughing at him. Wait till he looks up here.
Mike is the director of team travel for the Twins and former PR director.
That's a ball in the dirt. Are we not piped in over there?
We're going to find out here in seconds, but he's going to wear that one for a while.
He's explaining it to his wife what happened. There was so much spin. It had that.
I lost it in the lights.
Nope, can't say that. Just there was a lot of spin on it. Didn't have his glove.
Exit velocity.
Yep. Launch angle. It was all bad for him. Here's Robbie. Lines this one hopper right to the second baseman. Good piece of contact there. So Robbie is out, number 1. Let's get back to the superstars, please.
Okay. Batting fourth at third base will be Eduardo Escobar.
Superstar right there.
At first base, Kenny Vargas.
Superstar.
Nick Buss will DH.
Superstar.
Eric Ibar.
Oh, new superstar. Just joined the club.
He's going to bat
Sure.
seventh and play short. Mitch Garver will catch. And Ryan Lamar will be in center, hitting ninth. And Steven Gonsalves pitching.
Okay. Who are the extras? Who got extras?
We got Nick Gordon,
Yeah.
Lamont Wade, James Ramsey, Jordan Pacheco, Taylor Featherston, Gregorio Petit, Winston Sawyer, Ryan Navarretto, Ryan Presley's going to go on the trip.
Yep. Who else? Who's going to start that?
Fernando Romero is on the pitching sheet here tonight, but he's also listed to go possibly tomorrow. Michael Kahn, Zach Littell, lefty Casey Crosby.
Adrianza having a good at bat, peels that one straight back. 2-1 Boston here in the bottom of the 4th. Going over the travel list right tomorrow. They split squad.
There you go.
They got to get up early, don't they?
That's what, about 3 and 15, 3 hour 15-minute drive across.
If they go your way. What?
The Duke's way.
Yes. Lined in our left center field, and boy, center fielder going to mess that one up. Taveras looked like he had it, came up, might have been fighting the lights there a little bit, and then at the last minute tried to slide for it and couldn't come up with it. It was a double. Good piece of hitting there by Adrianza. And here is Nick Gordon. A couple starts at second base. Buttery delivers and gets the bottom part of the strike zone. That's in there for a strike. Twins led 1-0 after 3, and then 2 runs, both unearned runs, for the Red Sox top half of the 4th inning. As Adrianza dances off, and that catches the attention of the pitcher, Buttery, and he steps off. Righty delivers and good cut foul back. Somebody was asking me about Gordon and how is he handling the bat. One of the scouts, and I said, well, it's early, but I thought he's not being overmatched. I like he's got good plate coverage. He's not afraid to get on top of the plate. A little bit of a slide open stance. The new look pants, that's a Hunter Pence look with all the sock showing, almost wearing shorts. Pitch in tight, arches his back. It's kind of a new look. I'm not sure if he's got him hemmed up or if he's got him taped up underneath there, but that's well over the knees. Righty delivers down and in. You know, some people can pull that look off. You've got a big right-hander on the mound in Buttrey. And he's got the high sock look, too. And to me, I think it looks better on guys that are bigger guys. They got the big calves, big legs. Swung on well, hit into right center field. That ball's not going to be caught. Let's see Gordon run around first base. Ball at the warning track. Helmet comes off at second, stumbles a little bit. Throw into third, slides in there safely with a triple. Tied it up 2-2. Good piece of hitting right there by Nick Gordon. Boy, he got a fastball turned on it. I just kept an eye on Gordon. That's some good piece of base running right there. And I always talk about the base runners. You don't have to rely on their third base coach when that ball's kind of out to your right. You can make that decision yourself. So Torrey Hunter in there. He kind of liked that as well. Torrey sure had a few of his triples in his time. Infield going to play in. Try to cut this off as Pacheco check swing. They're going to see if he went. Did not. Randy Wayne White, quite the character, huh? He signed the book for you.
Yeah, fascinating. Fascinating. Just a fun guy to chat with and meet. And
yep, he went around that time, tried to hold up 1-1.
loved his sarcasm.
Yep.
He fits right in with us.
He does. Well, you see who he's hanging out with? Bill Spaceman Lee.
That's got to keep him on his toes,
Are you kidding
right?
me? Wow.
Well, the connection with Doc Ford, I mean, you see it all over down here. It's fascinating to know that this is where it comes from.
He was also early in his fishing guide, so he knows where all the places to go as a guide. 1-1 on the way. Ground ball, broken bat, shortstop. Checks the runner back to third and then retires. Pacheco with a second out at first base. Well, let's see if we get some two-out hitting here. And this will be Bobby Wilson. Wilson batting ninth. He popped up to the shortstop his first time up. Buttrey delivers and swung on a miss. Bobby Wilson, journeyman. He's been with several ball clubs. That's some good big league time. Remember him with the Angels as a young player. Bats here with Nick Gordon, the runner at third. He's the go-ahead run, tied up 2-2. And a pitch way outside at 96. Ty Buttrey, right here. Jose Barrios started tonight for Minnesota, just 1 inning. Pitch count got away from him, and then Anibal Sanchez 2 innings solid. And a pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Out of the stretch and the pitch. Trying to double up with that pitch and didn't get the call this time. Alex Cora, the new manager of this Boston Red Sox ball club. They made changes throughout. All the coaches. And Tapper foul. But Alex Cora, bench coach last year with the Astros, and so Cora, I think, that has a pretty good grasp on this ball club here. Veteran. And boy, he's going to be playing in a tough town. Here's the pitch. It's high, laid off. Good take.
Now he inherits a great team, a loaded team, and yet surprisingly, and even without J.D. Martinez, dead last in the American League in home runs last year, which is surprising. They had a few guys that battled hand injuries, I know that, but still dead last in the American League in home runs last year.
And a pitch. And again, foul down the left field line. I was reading up on the Red Sox when I said the other day, I think they didn't have anybody with 25 home runs or more on their staff, but like you said, lack of the home runs. They took more first pitch strikes than any other team. And when I read that, I thought of Chili Davis, who's been their hitting coach the last couple of years. And I always thought that Chili was more of the, hey, you see it, you get it, go get it. And now they were saying that with Chili, they were being a little bit more patient, taking more pitches. Where now they're saying, go be aggressive. Little jam shot right back to the pitcher. And he'll underhand flip and retire Ramos. The Twins, though, pick up 1 run on 2 hits, leave 1. We're through 4, and it's all knotted up at 2 apiece. You're listening to Twins Baseball. We enter the top half of the 5th inning. A little bit of a breeze starting to kick up, but still a gorgeous night here in Fort Myers, Florida. New pitcher will be Taylor Rogers. So Hildenberger 1 hit, one inning, 1 hit, gave up 2 runs. They were unearned. And the first pitch in there to Taveras, strike 1. Taveras starting in center field. Did you get an update on the foul ball?
We're going to try something here. So,
we are?
I have Mike Herman on the phone right now.
Oh, fine,
so
okay.
We're going to try to have his voice sync up to the microphone. And Mikey can hear us right now. But, Mikey, your chance to tell us what happened on that foul ball. Go ahead.
Well, I was standing to the left of some family members of both mine and yours, Corey. And saw a foul ball coming right for the kids. I gave it my best effort just to protect the kid. I wasn't trying to make the catch. I was just trying to knock it down, as they say.
And you did a good job of that.
Well, thank you. I understand your partner, Corey. I understand your partner was giving me a hard time.
Whoa.
I said he knocked a few down in his day.
Whoa.
There's strike 3 right there on a breaking ball. I'm not sure what you're breaking up there, Mikey.
So.
Wait, Mikey. Was it a routine foul ball?
I'm having some trouble here.
Was it a routine foul ball?
No. I had to go about 12 steps to my right, and I'm not good to my right. I'm better to my left.
Yep. Well, that's what spring training's about, is to work on plays like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad it happened. I'm glad it happened tonight, so I can work on it tomorrow, maybe over in West Palm Beach.
Are you making the trip? We went over the travel squad for tomorrow. Are you making the trip east tomorrow?
Yes, I'll do the tickets for the home game and then get in the car and drive myself over there for the split squad over in West Palm, and we'll have a group stay overnight and go after the Cardinals the following day.
That's a good day right there.
This is good radio right
That
now.
is a good day. Is the family going to make that trip with you?
No, they'll stay back here and probably enjoy the pool.
Well, that's dedication right there. That's why he's Secretary of the Year every day.
Well, Mikey also is making St. Olaf baseball proud. Mikey had a distinguished career at St. Olaf, and even though this game is being seen on Fox Sports North, and he went after that foul ball with elegance and grace, and he fought hard, and he made St. Olaf proud tonight.
You know, going to his right
I appreciate that, Corey and Danny. That rental car for your daughter that you were supposed to ask me about, don't worry, I got it taken care of, okay?
Whoa. I said I'd call you.
Are we still on the air? Yeah.
Yeah, going back to your foul ball here. You're left-handed. You're going to your right. That's your good side, bro.
What's that?
Yeah, that's your good side when you go to your right.
That's your good side when you go to your right.
Yeah, you're left-handed.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Huh. Were the kids disappointed in you?
No, actually, they were happy because we didn't have to make a visit to the dentist office to get some fake teeth put in.
Hey, Mikey, you want to do some play-by-play?
No. There's a fly ball in the shell. Send a Polanco back.
Oh, and he drops it.
That'll go down as an E6 in the book.
See, we got Mike Herman on and look at what happens.
I know. Bad luck.
They drop the ball,
happen.
too.
Things happen.
See, even the guys that get paid for it drop it. Got a double last time.
Yeah, he's 1 for 2.
Okay.
All right, this has been fascinating. I'm glad we got to the bottom of it.
You have a fun trip
You have
over.
a great trip over, and thanks for taking care of my family.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. You guys have a great night.
All right, Mikey. And Danny wants a suite, okay?
Yep. He can have a suite the next time we go to Taiwan.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Mikey. There you go.
You know, that's we got it from him. He's the best. We got a runner at first base with 2 down. And Ramirez taps this one to the first baseman. It's going to be fielded. Pacheco, he'll just go back, step on the bag to retire Ramirez. 1 error in the inning. That's 2 now in the ballgame tonight. Charge to the Twins. But through 4.5, knotted up 2-2 on your home for Twins baseball. tie. Good ball game here. Twins taking on the Boston Red Sox. They got two number 51s on their scorecard. I think this is Teddy Stankiewicz. There's the other one, Hunter Smith, both 51, both right-handed pitchers, both tall. So I'm going to go with Teddy. And he'll be facing Byron Buxton. And the first pitch swung on and missed. Byron tonight had a base hit to the right side of the diamond and beat it out. Hit down the left field line. This kid stays fair. It's trouble. And it's going to land fair going to the corner. Buxton around second. A big turn around there, and he'll hold up there. So a leadoff double for Byron Buxton. Two-hit night. And here's Polanco to bat. Jorge reached on a fielder's choice, flew out back in the first inning. 2-2 tie. Let's see if the Twins kind of get him over, get him in. You've got Kepler due up next. Barrios started tonight, 1 inning. Sanchez, couple of innings, 1 strikeout. Hildenberg, 1 inning, 1 hit, couple of runs. Hildenberger, and he gave up 2 runs, no earned. Polanco steps out briefly and right back in. He'll check the runner. Good speed at second. Delivers. Catches the outside corner. Strike. Not going to see too much bunting in spring training. Kind of manufacture a run. Rely on him, just kind of either pull the ball or drive it in. And a curve hit foul.
And that was something that the Twins did often last year, Danny. Guy at second base, nobody out. Twins would go down that path. Not every time, obviously, but the Twins weren't shy about that part of the game last year.
Well, from the previous year, they cleaned it up defensively. They improved their pitching, but just sound fundamental baseball. And I think they're a veteran club. They recognize the situation. Pitch high and tight. Come off the plate. But they seem to be pretty good in getting the runner over, getting them in with the sac flies, things like that. And, Paul even incorporated sometimes a couple of the squeeze plays, made it fun. Thought he started to run a little bit more at the end of the season. Buxton at second. Nobody out. And a pickoff attempt and no chance to get him. A little timing play by the Red Sox. Big righty sets. Holds that glove near his face and delivers. Strike 3, delayed call by the home plate umpire. High strike charge to Polanco. Oh boy, top of the zone right there. So here's Kepler to bat. Max hit by a pitch his last time up. Kepler to pull. 3 on the right side. And that ball's hit into center field, and it's going to be Taveras finally going to come up with it. Comes up throwing. Buxton will tag up, advance to third. So hit hard off the bat of Kepler. Rosario to bat. 1 hit. 2 trips to the plate. Eddie with a breakout year last year. He was fun to watch play. High average, 290. Also played in 151 ball games. Repeat that, 27 home runs, 78 driven in. And just a little over 100 strikeouts, so he was solid. First pitch slider in the dirt. Nice stop there by the Red Sox catcher, Dan Butler. And I would think that Rosario is going to also bat in that probably bottom third, maybe that 6th slot in the lineup, depending on right-hander, left-hander, if he could rotate him up a little bit against the right-handers. Solid defender, has fun playing. And a pitch, swung and a miss, big cut. Tied up 2-2. Wants it inside on him. And a pitch is fouled back. Well, you see Rosario, he thought he should have hit that pitch there a little bit high, but he had a good cut at it. Eddie in the hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down, 1 on. Buxton at third. And a pitch off speed got him. A little split finger or something, had some nasty movement on it. Rosario goes down swinging, a couple of strikeouts. They strand 1, lead off double. It threw 5. That was a ball game. It's 2-2 on your home for Twins baseball. That changes for the Twins. Whole house changes. Winston Sawyer, new catcher for the Twins. Taylor Featherston is at third base. Gregorio Petit is the new shortstop. Sean Miller at second base. Chris Paul at first. Ryan Lamar in right field. James Ramsey is the center fielder. And as a Lamont Wade is the left fielder. And a pitcher, Gabriel Moya, left-hander. A lot of movement got some good mound presence. He'll be facing Selski, first batter here, 2-2 tie. And fouls it down the right field line off the netting. Let's pause 10 seconds. Allow our stations to identify themselves. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Lefty Moya out of the stretch, a little slow dribbler down the third baseline. That's going to go foul. As soon as it got near the bag, it kicked into foul territory. And Featherston picked it up, flipped it into the seats.
Second base, 85, Sean Miller.
Moya came in a trade with Arizona. And a pitch. Strike three, got him. Good fastball on the inside corner.
Designated hitter Sam Travis.
Sam Travis. Moya, everything out of the stretch, but just to get into that stretch position, holds that glove throwing arm on his back left hip. But he kind of leans in, spreads his legs out, and just rotates that left arm in a circular motion. And now delivers. Swung on a miss.
Change up right there, and the arm speed doesn't change much, does it? When
no.
He throws that fastball, then he goes to his changeup. It's comparable arm speed.
You know what? It's deceptive is his delivery, because he picks that leg up real fast. He starts his delivery real fast. You think the ball's going to be there a little bit quicker, and it's not. But if he could. Kind of liking to pitch the right-handers inside. He's doing a fine job. And there's a strike three. Boy, came right after him. Good job. Back-to-back strikeouts. And here's Marrero to bat. Hey, you can grab a partial season ticket package in Catch or the Delta Sky 360 Club. Become a Twins season ticket holder. Become part of that Sweet Spot program. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com. Call them. 833 Twins. Moya delivers. Curve drops in there. Good pitch. Talked earlier about Alex Cora, the new manager, and it seems like every team that gets that new manager that first year, there seems to be kind of an uptick in performance. Pitch inside, moved his feet. And just looking around the league, with the Washington Nationals, David Martinez, new manager there. Gabe Kapler coming out of the front office and going to manage the Phillies. Boone with the Yankees. Popped up right side. First baseman Chris Paul calls. One step onto the grass and puts that one away easy. 1-2-3 inning for Gabriel Moya. Nice job. 3 up, 3 down through 5.5. Tied up 2-2. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Bus will lead off for the Minnesota Twins, batting in the DH spot. And that was Robbie Grossman. Robbie 0 for 2 tonight, DHing, taken out of the ballgame. He's on the trip tomorrow. And a pitch. That's in there for a strike. Count of 2 balls and no strikes. And a pitch. Slow tapper to second base, fielded cleanly, and retires Bus without number 1. Some changes, not sure all of them, but Downs, the new first baseman. That's Jerry Downs. Jordan Betts, I believe, is a third baseman. Jeremy Rivera, new shortstop for Boston. And the outfielders, I got Kyrie Washington out in left field. Tavera's still out in center. And Ryan Scott is out in right field.
You got him.
And a pitch. Fouled off to our right.
Defensive changes for Boston. Now in right field, 32, Ryan Scott. Third baseman, number 19, Jordan.
About second baseman. Is the second baseman new?
Still DeJesus, and still Butler catching.
Perfect. And the big righty who just missed outside. Catcher might have taken that away from him. 2-2 tie here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And a pitch. Hit down the right field line. That's going to slice foul. Well, we talk about J.D. Martinez. He said he's going to probably play in a game in a few days. And J.D. Martinez was asked at his press conference about the media and the hype with the Boston media, and he didn't feel there was going to be any issues with him. He felt that, hey, go out there and play hard, you'll be fine. Pulled down the left field line, that's going to go foul. And I think that, you know, in the past, I think we heard a lot of it pertaining to David Price last year with some of the tweets, and he was listening to some of the followers out there and made a comment or two, which I think sometimes we have a tendency to do. And a tapper off the home plate. Third baseman backs up, fields it, strong throw to retire. Featherston, and there's out number 2. And yes, no question about that. You know, you got to be a special athlete playing that Boston area. This is Lamont Wade.
If David Price deals, if David Price does what he's done in the past, I think all that's in the past. I think that Red Sox fan base and David Price, they'll move on.
Yep.
You know, Chris Sale was a dominant arm in the game last year. He acclimated himself fine because he pitched incredibly well.
Yep.
J.D. Martinez comes out hitting.
They're going to love him. They're going to embrace him. You know, it's just that if you, I don't know, I just think if you got to play well, even if you don't play well, but you hustle and it shows like you care and you're giving the effort, you know, the Boston fans, they'll love you. Here's Wade. Keep an eye on him this year wherever he plays. He's going to put up some pretty good numbers. Line down the right field line. He runs well. Let's keep an eye on him. He's going to chug around first. And into second base, he'll be held up right there with a 2-out double. Good piece of hitting. Hey, Target Field Suites, they're available for single game rental for groups of 16 to more than 150. Whether it's the Premier, Event, Puckett, or the Skyline Suites, enjoy the ball game in style. Food and beverage, it's included with every deal. All you have to do is visit twinsbaseball.com/groups and secure your suite today. Lamar bats. Go ahead run at second base, 2 down. Ryan Lamar, big right-hander. Where's number 72? Pants pulled up high, a lot of sock. Ball in the dirt, kicks away, advances the runner to third, Wade. Tough to ask the catcher to keep that one in front of you. That was way outside. And Butler, Red Sox catcher, did everything he could. A little bit out in front. That gets that higher hop. I get hit right off his right thigh. So now a little pressure on the infield, having to make that play at first. And the pitch. Line to the second baseman, caught. Boy, snow cone catch there by the second baseman. And Ivan DeJesus Jr., he couldn't have gotten up any higher and snagged it. Twins strand 1 through 6. We're all tied up 2-2 on your home for Twins baseball. Hey, Twins baseball brought to you by Mayo Clinic Sports Medicine. They know there is one goal, and that's to outperform. Meet your goals at sportsmedicine.mayoclinic.org. Top of the 7-2-2. Here's Corey Provus.
All right, Danny, thank you. New pitcher for the Twins, right-hander Jake Reed. This is the third appearance, including the exhibition game against the Gophers for Reed this spring, as he pumps in a fastball strike at 93 out to Jesus. Made a run-saving catch a moment ago. All tied 2-2. Jesus tonight an RBI double, and he's lined out to second. And the 0-1. That's line foul, pass right. And it's 0-2. Scoring recap tonight. The Twins scored first, a single tally in the third. And the 0-2 pitch, that's line to right, and that's a fair ball. Just inside the line, it bounces off the sidewall. He's going to try for second base, and now holding. As Lamar got that throw back in, he played the Karen perfectly. Jesus did take a turnaround first, contemplated trying for two. But Lamar quickly got the ball, got it back in. And that single keeps the double play in order. This will be the catcher, Dan Butler. Well, Jake Reed, an interesting story here in camp. He was eligible to be taken by other teams in the Rule 5 draft, but was not selected. Twins are grateful that he's still in their organization. He began last season hurt from the stretch, and a fastball runs inside at 93, and that's ball 1. The very last day of spring training last year, Twins took on the AAA Rochester team, and Jake Reed pitched in that game and got hurt his lat, and missed time the first half of the season. 22 games at Rochester, had a couple of games at Chattanooga, AAA and AA respectively, and the 1-0's inside ball 2. Over his minor league career, he has averaged roughly 9 strikeouts per 9. He has walked 3 in that same span. Doesn't give up many home runs. Behind Butler here, 2-0. In a 2-2 game to Jesus at first, nobody out. And that one's fouled off to our left. And Butler sitting, fastball 2-0, he got it, and he just got under it. And now 2-1. Yeah, but back to the scoring recap. Twins took a 1-0 lead in the third. Red Sox came back with 2 unearned runs in the 4th inning. Twins, though, tied the game on a run-scoring triple from Nick Gordon in the 5th. And still 2-2. Pitching-wise tonight, Jose Barrios, his pitch count got high early. Through just 1 inning, 32 pitches, no runs. With a strikeout and a hit. Anibal Sanchez sharp. 2 perfect innings, and the 2-1 is cracked foul. Hildenberger 1 inning, 2 runs, both unearned. Rogers had a scoreless inning. Moya had a 1-2-3 6th. He struck out 2, and now Reed on here in the 7th. Jake Odorizzi will make his Twins debut here on Friday. And the 2-2 is grounded to the hole at short, picked up by the third baseman, but first it struck the batter in the box. And that's a foul ball, so we'll keep the count 2-2. But Odorizzi will make his debut here on Friday. We'll have that for you as the Twins take on Toronto. That will not be a simulcast. We'll have it for you on the radio. As the Blue Jays at noon Central Time. Odorizzi's Twins debut. 2-2 on Butler. Tavares on deck. Time called. Reed is only 25 years old. 5th round pick in 2014. And the 2-2 down and inside. Went off speed that time, full count. Let's see if DeJesus is moving here. Let's play Butler shallow, especially Ramsey in center. Wade well off the line and left, and Butler's a right-handed hitter. Runner goes, the 3-2 pitch pulled foul. Three and 2 the count. DeJesus at first. Again, he runs, and the payoff. Strike 3 call. Throw to second base. The tag, and he is out. Strike him out. Throw him out. A fastball at 93. Catching Butler looking, and DeJesus thrown out easily by Sawyer. On target throw. The second baseman Miller recovering. That goes 2-4. So 2 down. And the bases are empty for Tavares, the center fielder. Tavares 0 for 2. And he left-handed as Reed misses inside at 95. That's ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch, and that's lined towards short softly, bouncing once to the shortstop. He'll field and throw out. Tavares Petit, the shortstop, making the play. And Reed works around a leadoff single, striking out 1. We stretch in for Myers, all tied 2-2. On your home for third baseman. Defensively for the Red Sox, now catching Oscar Hernandez. Cole Sturgeon occupying center, and the new second baseman is Santiago Espinal. Still on the mound is Teddy Stankiewicz. Gregorio Petit will bat for the first time. He made the last play defensively to end the Red Sox half of the 7th. It's a 2-2 game. Petit batting right-handed. Lofts one. Shallow left center field. Sturgeon just in, calling and catching. And 1 pitch, 1 swing. Out number 1. Well, you have perfected your 7th inning stretch. So now's the time to come on down and sing with us here in Fort Myers and Sanibel on the beautiful beaches here in Southwest Florida. Learn more about our seashells and more at FortMyersSanibel.com. We've had tremendous sunsets and amazing weather. It's been in the 80s just about every day. So have plenty of baseball left down here. Hope you can come on down and join us. Strike called. And the 0-1, and that's outside. Who we got hitting here, Danny? This is Winston Sawyer. Okay. This is the catcher, Sawyer. Twins did not make their changes straight up.
They did not.
Thanks, Paul. Which is down and inside. That's going to go on Molly's sheet. Danny, let's remember that throughout the year.
Well, we're just going to be able to use it now because he won't do anything like that during the regular season.
Right.
But you know, sometimes they do it talking to him. They want certain guys to get an at bat, so they may switch him up just so I know I'm going to get this guy an at bat later in the ballgame.
James Ramsey is on deck. Sawyer's the catcher. Ramsey's in center. Winston Sawyer was just added to the roster on the big league side just before games began down here. And the 2-2 is grounded to third at 2 hopper, fielded knee high by Betts. And Jordan, no relation to Mookie, throws out Sawyer, 2 down.
So we were talking the other day, Corey, about free agents that are still out there. We're seeing some of them come off the board now. We saw Tim Lincecum signed, I think, with the Texas Rangers, but also we talked about Napoli. And Napoli's name was kind of circulating around a little bit here with the Twins, but I guess he might have signed back with the Cleveland Indians.
Swing and a miss, Ramsey. Down a strike. It's a minor league deal, it seems like, for Napoli with the Indians.
Yeah, but that's going to be because they don't have a roster spot for him right now. So come the end of spring training, when he makes that club, they'll find a spot for him.
And the 0-1, that one pops away from the catcher Hernandez. A breaking ball that never really snapped. 2-2 bottom 7, 2 outs.
I think there's a point there where it's going to start getting late for some of these guys. And we have seen in the past where guys sign at the second half of the season.
And now it's a hit batter. Lower part of the body. Ramsey gets hit. There's an off-speed pitch, so he'll take his base in minimal discomfort.
Minimal? Are you kidding me? That hurts. Got him right in the calf.
Well, look at him. He said fine, no problem. Was jogging up the line.
Well, he's got his mother's
right.
watching this game. He's got a show and his friends, and he's going to be in the training room. He'll ice it.
All right, James, steal a base here.
Yes, that's what you do.
He takes his lead, 2 outs. He stays put. As the fastball misses outside, this is Chris Paul. Played here in Fort Myers last year with the Miracle. Was also in the Fall League. Chris Paul wearing number 95. Ramsey at first base.
Big kid.
Keeps his hands near his chest. And the 1-0, and that's Tab Weekly, third base line. This will be a tough play for the third baseman. Betts bare hands, eats it, no play, infield single. So a 2-out hit batter, now a single and a base hit could give the Twins the lead here. And let's see if Sean Miller can do just that. Miller batting in Rosario's spot. Getting back to your point about there has been moments where guys have signed so late, right around the draft. There's the Twins with Kendrys Morales a few seasons back. He signed in June, and was it J.D. Drew did the same thing? He signed around that same time, so that has happened in the past, and there are some less ramifications if a player does that upon which team he signs with. But
yeah, that's if that team would get a draft pick. If whoever signs him and they elect to go past that certain date, the team doesn't get the draft pick.
Righty to righty. And the 1-0, and that's bounced to short. On a knee, fielded by Rivera. He'll feed second for the force on Paul, and that's out number 3. Twins don't score. They strand 2. We're on to the 8th inning. Still tied 2-2 from Fort Myers. This is Twins Baseball. crowd of 6,731 here tonight. John Curtis, the new pitcher, top 8 belongs to him, and a fastball at 95 for a strike. The Twins have brought in some power arms here the last couple innings. He had Reed a moment ago. He hit 95, and now Curtis begins his half inning with a fastball of that same velocity. Now slider 85, swung on a miss by Ryan Scott. And it's 0-2. John Curtis has a chance to win a spot in the Twins bullpen here in camp. And the 0-2 is lifted foul. There aren't many spots to be had when you look at the Twins bullpen, and boy, how that narrative has changed in recent years, where you go into camp thinking maybe 2 or 3 spots, and it's really hard to make that argument now. And the 0-2 is hit high in the air to center. With the play on this one is Ramsey, and he'll track it down. 15 feet shot of the warning track in left center, and Scott is retired, 1 down.
Third baseman Jordan Betts.
But Curtis made his big league debut last year, 9 games, struck out 10, about 8 runs at 8 2/3 innings. In the minor leagues, John spent most of his season at both Rochester and Chattanooga. Pretty much a split down the middle with those 2 affiliates. Ahead of the batter, Betts. This is Jordan Betts, the third baseman, 0-1.
You know, Corey, and we were talking earlier about guys that, you know, hey, look at his numbers here. The one that jumps out, he had 85 strikeouts in that 61 inning outing there in 2016, so he does have swing and miss stuff as well.
Check swing tapper, playable wide of first, fielded by the first baseman, feeds Curtis covering, 2 down. Chris Paul gone off the base to play that one.
First baseman Jerry Downs.
Well, Twins spring training baseball is always live with MLB.com at bat, the mobile app. Stay connected all spring with radio broadcasts, stats, news, video highlights, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Jordan Downs is the batter. Hitting left-handed. Downs hitting in the spot that was once Hanley Ramirez's role. And Curtis, he's throwing strikes. Fastball 95 to get ahead. As Sawyer sets up away, John from the stretch, and the 0-1. That's sent foul. 96, that one.
Curtis has a unique delivery in that he's long arm, long leg guy, and he comes right over the top. He wastes little time.
He was a closer in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
He saved 13 games with Chattanooga, had 6 more with Rochester.
He's got that little gunslinger look.
And long hair, which Danny loves.
I think it helps.
And the 0-2 struck him out swinging, 97, and it was up. So a strong 8th inning for John Curtis, a 1-2-3/8, striking out 1. Twins are coming back to the plate. Bottom 8 when we return in a 2-2 game on your home for Twins baseball. Teddy Stankiewicz is done for the night. 3 scoreless innings up the Red Sox bullpen. New pitcher, a left-hander. It's a big dude, Edgar Jimenez, number 81. Facing Nick Buss. And a fastball, a strike to get ahead of Buss. 0-1. Buss 0 for 1 tonight. And the 0-1. Slicing fly ball to the left. That's going to work its way foul. And landing above the Twins bullpen. Well, we are back here tomorrow. Twins have a split squad game. We are going to stay here at home. Miguel Sano expected to play tomorrow. Twins take on the Rays. Aaron Sleggers and Ryan Yarbo. Sleggers will throw for the Twins. Up and inside. Front shoulder of Buss. We'll have that for you throughout the Treasure Island Baseball Network at noon Central Time tomorrow. Popped up. Shallow center. Shortstop, second baseman out. The shortstop will call it. And that's Rivera catching on the grass in center. 1 out. Looks like Tim Lincecum is signed with the Rangers. The story was breaking today.
And his wasn't an invite, was it? He just he got a big league contract, I believe, to where sometimes these guys late will sign a contract invite to camp, but no.
Lincecum last was in the big leagues with the Angels. Strike on Taylor Featherston. 0 for 1 here tonight in a 2-2 game. He pops this one up. Playable back of first. Downs off the line, battling the wind a bit, but hangs on to it. And a lunge down and catch that ball. Got his knees dirty on the dirt. The wind is picked up as the game has moved along here tonight, blowing from right to left. Downs securely did catch it 2-away. Of all the free agents, Danny, still out there, is there one that is most shocking to you that he hasn't signed yet?
You know what? I looked at Arrieta, and everybody's talking about how they need a frontline starter, and you know, he's still out there, and there's still some good pitchers out there right now. And I think that we've talked about it. I think that the money's being offered. I think it's the length of the contract. And it's Lynn, I think, is still out there, a frontline starter. Again, are they looking for the length of it, not so much the dollar? So, you know, I think that JD Martinez might have been looking for something a little bit longer. He settled for a nice little, what was it, 5-year contract. He's got some opt-out clauses. So, if you need pitching, they're still out there.
Way to left field, plenty of room for Washington, and Kyrie Washington grabs this one. 3 pop flies. The Twins in an easy 1-2-3-8. We go to the 9th. Still tied 2-2 on your home for Twins baseball. Ninth inning from the CenturyLink Sports Complex. Twins, the Red Sox, all tied 2-2. Pitching change for the Twins. Right-hander Williams Ramirez, 25-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Ramirez worked here last year pitching with the Fort Myers Miracle. 39 games out of the bullpen, a 2.98 ERA. Struck out 65 batters in just over 60 innings. Kyrie Washington, the Red Sox left fielder, leads off the ninth. And the pitch runs inside. And fastball, ball one. And the walk rate high for Ramirez last year. The strikeout numbers are great, but he walked about 5 batters per 9. And he's behind Washington now 2-0. Twins have 2 runs on 4 hits. Red Sox 2 runs on 7 hits. Twins have committed 3 errors tonight. Polanco charged with 2 of them. Pacheco at first, the other. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Twins will have Lamar, Petit, and Sawyer due up in their half of the ninth inning. And a 2-1 inside, ball 3. Getting back to some other free agents that are still unsigned. Some position players of note: Mike Moustakas, Jonathan Lucroy, catcher. And the 3-1, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Well, I know that Moustakas put up some pretty good numbers last year offensively, but was hurt also. Didn't he fight that knee injury there at the end of the season? So yeah, he's another one might be looking for a little bit too long of a contract. But I thought Lucroy would have a job by now.
3-2 is inside, ball 4, leadoff walk to Washington. That's how this ninth inning begins.
I know that you know his name was always floating around here when the Twins were looking for a catcher before they signed Castro, but it was just some. I don't understand it. There's too many guys out there right now, and maybe that, you know, with the market being flooded the way it is, there's too many good players who I think that there still could be in a uniform.
I'm sure many of you watching and listening have heard about the camp that's taking place north of here in Bradenton, and you don't really have a full grasp as to all the players that are there. It's you just hear rumors about this guy's here, so it's hard to say, you know, this player's here. But it's an intriguing idea that to have some of these guys who have a wealth of big league experience that want to play and hope to get a chance, even a minor league invite, but those haven't been handed out to a variety of players. And the 0-1, ball 1 inside on Sam Travis.
You know, and I guess, you know, it's kind of being promoted within the union, and no reporters allowed, no media.
Scouts, right?
No,
not even
scouts cannot come in, and I kind of see both sides of it.
And the 1-1, first breaking ball I think he's thrown. Yeah. That was high on Travis, ball 2.
You know, I think if you have the scouts come in there, then the players, do they press a little bit and maybe not perform, or do the players show to the scouts go back to the team owners and say, hey, he didn't look good good to us. So.
And the 2-1, ball 3. Ramirez having difficulty throwing strikes. He walked Washington, and now behind Travis, 3-1. Travis 0 for 3 tonight. Did score after reaching on an error in the 4th inning. He also struck out twice. As Washington leads. And Ramirez comes home, 3-1. Swing and a miss. He went after Travis, a fastball. Pretty much fastball curve is what Ramirez has featured, primarily fastballs, but command hasn't been there. But there was a good one by the bat of Travis. So Washington's moving. At first, he is, and the 3-2 is floated foul out of play right side. Well, this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins. All tied 2-2, top 9. Red Sox batting. Washington at first, 2 outs. I'm sorry, nobody out. Runner goes, and the pitch is slammed to right, sending Lamar back. Lamar to his left, won't get it. Base hit. He fumbles it now in the corner. Rounding third and scoring is Washington. Travis holds at second base, and the Red Sox have a 3-2 lead and an RBI double from Sam Travis. Well, Lamar angling back towards the corner. Running back to his left. And the ball landed on the grass. Then he tried to barehand the bounce and never got a firm grasp of the ball. Then rolled deep into the corner, and Washington scored easily. So, falling behind, comes back to hurt Ramirez there. Now the Red Sox threatening to add on. Here's Rivera, the shortstop ball. Nope, strike one, a curveball. Jeremy Rivera, the shortstop. Hitting for the Red Sox. And the 0-1 outside at 95. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking forward to watching Aaron Sluggers tomorrow. He has a chance to win a job here in camp. Starting staff. And the 1-1 bounce to short. Making third will be the runner as Petit throws out Rivera. But Travis, the ball was hit slowly. Therefore, the Twins had no chance to get the runner Travis at third. That's good base running by Travis. So now we'll see if the infield plays in. With 1 out, Twins down by 1.
Well, we're still uncertain, Corey, on that 4-man, 5-man rotation, and I think they're going to just play this out a little bit deeper into March before they kind of have it lined up to where, with the days off in April, yes, they have the luxury to maybe go with a 4-man rotation.
Santiago Espinal, the second baseman, serves at a fastball strike at 95, 0-1. Infield is playing in. Travis at third base. Insurance run 90 feet away for the Red Sox. And the 0-1 is hit foul beneath our broadcast location. Now it's 0-2. The 0-2, curveball low. Catcher Hernandez on deck. And the 1-2 pitch is popped up foul right side near the Red Sox dugout, but no play for Chris Paul as it lands in the seats. One ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if Ramirez can get a strikeout. And the pitch, he does. Strike 3 swinging. A high fastball. A foul tip hung onto by Sawyer. Good call there from the catcher. Elevated fastball, and the batter could not pass up on that appetizing pitch. So 2 down for Hernandez. 3-2 Red Sox with Travis at third base. This will be the first at bat for Hernandez. Batting right-handed, and a buckling curve misses inside. Ramirez working off the first base side of the mound. It's the right-handed hitting Red Sox catcher. Twins have a right-hander now throwing on the left field line. We'll try to get his name to you momentarily. And the 1-0 is popped up. Foul, Souvenir behind the plate. That's Tom Hackemer. A big out the other night in Sarasota. Time called around home plate. Infield back. And the 1-1. Launched to left center field towards the gap. Wade has a good path to it and catches it. And Ron Wade running this one down about 5 or 6 feet from the warning track in deep left center for out number 3. But the Red Sox get 1. Twins need 1 to tie. Bottom 9 when we come back. As it now reads, Boston 3, Twins 2 from Fort Myers. This is Twins Baseball. Red Sox scoring 1 in the top of the 9th inning. 3-2 Boston, bottom 9. Edgar Jimenez worked it easy, 1-2-3-8. Producing 3 pop flies. He is out to work the 9th inning for Boston. Ryan Lamar got an RBI taken away from him in the 6th inning. Turns out Lamont Wade at third base and 2 outs. And Lamar had a sharp line drive to the right side, but the second baseman DeJesus went up, made a snow cone catch, saved a run. Twins haven't done much since. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch is on the outside corner. Fastball at 89, strike 1 call. Petit on deck. And the 2-1. That's sent foul right side. Had a crowd tonight over 6,000. Some have left. The 2-2 ground ball right side, base hit right field. A piece of hitting there from Lamar. A pitch was away, and the second baseman Espinal was favoring more the middle. First baseman Downs was playing towards the line. It's a big gap. Lamar found that. Left-hander throwing at Jimenez, so the running game not as easy. We'll see what the Twins do as Petit steps in. Petit flied out to center his first time as he raises his arms and takes inside for a ball. This is the second of 7 meetings between these two teams this spring. The Red Sox train just a few miles down the road. And these two play for the Governor's Cup. And the 1-0, that's flared foul to the right side. Red Sox won the first meeting the other day at JetBlue, 4-3, and lead by 1 tonight. Sawyer on deck. Lamar leads, and now Jimenez steps on.
All the trash talk, and I'm not sure if you follow that. The Astros, and everybody's picking the Yankees to win it, and say the World Series comes to the Yankees, and a couple of the Astro players are saying, wait a minute, we're the defending champs. Doesn't it come through Houston? And I've never, I don't recall too much trash talking between teams or players, but they also mentioned the Boston Red Sox signing J.D. Martinez. They feel that they have this as good as offense as the Yankees do now. So I think a lot of it's the media hyping it up.
The American League, I think, just got better as a whole this offseason. And the 1-1 swing and a miss. It makes you think, you know, Twins reached the wild card last year, Danny, 85 wins. If that number for, say, the second wild card team, which the Twins were, if that number will be enough this season.
I agree. I think we're going to have to wait and play that out, because I think the Red Sox, you know, but don't forget, things can stumble, and you can get a bad clubhouse and injuries to players, and things just come off the wheels. It happens every year. That team that was projected to be a contender, all of a sudden, man, in June or something happened.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Petit. 3-2 Red Sox, bottom 9. Lamar at first, nobody out. And the 1-2, strike 3 swinging. Petit gone on strike. 1 down now, Winston Sawyer. Red Sox back at double play depth. Lamar stays. Fastball high on Sawyer. Winston Sawyer, 6'3", 205. He's 26 years old. 8th round pick by the Orioles in 2010. He was in the Dodgers system last year. He's at Double-A Tulsa in 54 games. Hit 4 home runs. And the 1-0 pitch. That's looped to right. Slicing foul past the tarp. And now 1-1. The Astros getting back to them. They took out the Yankees in the playoffs last year. Houston beat the Red Sox in the ALDS. The Yankees, I think, upset the Indians. That's how I viewed that series last year. And that clash, and those two teams met in the American League. And the Astros won.
They're good. And they got better. I think they clinched it when they got Verlander in that trade.
A lob over to first, not a great throw there, but easily back in as Lamar. And the Twins see, you think about the opening month of the season, Dan, you look at the schedule. Twins see Houston, the Twins see the Yankees early on.
Well, don't we go to the Puerto Rico for 2, come back, play Tampa, and then Tampa up to New York?
Which is on the outside corner for a strike. That's right. It's the Twins.
And that's in April.
Twins only have 79 home games at Target Field this season. The 2 games the Twins are playing in Puerto Rico count as home games. And the pitch is flared to right. That's going to fall a hit. Lamar, will he hold it second? He will. the tying run is on. The winning run is on. Lamar to second. Sawyer muscles a single into right.
Center fielder, James
And before James Ramsey steps in, we step out. 10 seconds for station identification from Fort Myers. This is Twins baseball. So 2 on, 1 out. Lefty to lefty. Jimenez to Ramsey. The fastball. Good pitch inside corner at 90 is strike. Now the opening really month, and I know the Twins begin play in March, but the month of April, if you're looking at one down part of the schedule, to me, not many divisional games. And I like when you see more divisional games. Fly ball left center field has some carry, but tracking this one is the center fielder. And he'll make the catch deep in the alley for out number 2. Old Sturgeon with a good play in left center. So now it's going to be up to Chris Paul. Lamar at second. Here's the tying run. Sawyer at first, the winning run. 3-2 Red Sox with 2 down. Twins only have 6 divisional games the opening full month of the season. White Sox and Indians, which is down low, ball 1.
Do you like that, or would you rather kind of load up on your division early?
You just have chances for worse weather early in the season, that if you're playing a divisional team, it's no big deal. They come back again, and now you're thinking about off days and how that could get all messed up as the season plays out. 2 on, 2 out. And the 1-0 to Paul. Ground ball left of short. Rivera fields. He will feed second. Not in time. Everybody safe. To third, Lamar. It was left of short. Rivera went to the ball. Just kind of flipped it to second base. Not much on that. And good hustle there from Sawyer, the catcher. And yep, he beat that force play.
Let me tell you, that's a play Paul Molitor is going to be chirping about to all the guys in the dugout. Might even mention it tomorrow, that the hustle there continues the inning. And just that's just good, smart baseball right there.
So now Sean Miller, the second baseman, a chance to win it. Behind a strike called, 0-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Red Sox 3, Twins 2. These are fun moments right now for these young kids.
Yes,
here.
it is.
Now playing here, they've got some big leaguers in the dugouts. Lamar at third, Sawyer at second, Paul at first. And the 0-1, strike 2, curve, called on Miller. Twins are down to their final strike. 3-2 Red Sox, bottom 9, 2 outs, bases loaded. And the 0-2 high. Jimenez the lefty. Miller bats right-handed, and the 1-2 pitch is skied to right. The wind may keep this one in play. The right fielder over sliding, and did he catch it on the ground? He did. A game-ending sliding catch in the warning track in foul territory down the right field line. And that's how this one ends. Ryan Scott made the play in foul territory. The wind kept the ball really in play earlier. That may have kept on sailing foul, but the wind, as the game moved along, blowing from right to left, it pushed it back. And certainly Scott, with a sliding catch the warning track, wins it for the Red Sox. 3-2 the final, as the Twins fall to 2-1. Here in the Griefer League, the Red Sox are now 5-0. Danny, some final thoughts from you on a one-run loss here tonight?
Yeah, I think Jose Barrios, we were expecting maybe a little bit more out of him. I thought the inning kind of labored a little bit. What I liked about Barrios, he got to throw all of his pitches. Velocity was there. Command just off a little bit. Loved the way Anibal Sanchez came out here in 2 innings. He had a strikeout. Hildenberger bounces back there a little bit. So I think all in all, a good pitching performance by the Twins. 9 hits out hitting Boston. 3 errors here tonight charged to the Minnesota Twins. Other than that, good baseball. We got 1 tomorrow. We got 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. We're back here for the home game.
You
Final
got it.
score, Red Sox 3, Twins 2. Back to wrap it up next. Every home Twins baseball.